Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News, coming to you from my mobile setup in North Scottsdale, Arizona, here for my stand-up show tonight, March 28th, 2024. That's right. I've got a stand-up show with former Bachelor Clayton Echard doing a live Q&A. I can't promise this, but I'm going to try my best to... I've hired a videographer for the show tonight. So if you can't make the show, I'm going to drop this hopefully on April 1st. I might have to edit it. It might take a few days, but I'm going to drop this set in April on Patreon for free, patreon.com/Dave Neal. Now, the biggest story of the week is actually the new Bachelorette being Jen. Jen seems like a fantastic person, and I'm kind of growing on her as the Bachelorette, but it didn't do any favors, that being Bachelor producers and the setup to Jen being the Bachelorette. It seems as though they were dead set on having Daisy be the Bachelorette, and she turned it down. I thought it should have been Maria all along. We've heard different reports from people, and we're going to hear from Wells Adams. Of course, Wells is very well connected in the Bachelor world. He was and is the bartender for Bachelor in Paradise. He's got a podcast. He's in the know. He's in the center of things. Well, he says Maria's demands were too high, and that's why producers said no. Whether producers said no or Maria says no, what we can agree on is that they didn't come to the terms that would make her the Bachelorette. It is not often in the world of The Bachelor that the contestants have any leverage. Normally it's like, here's the price, sign on the dotted lines and agree to it. Well, Maria, she doesn't come from that world. She realizes, as some have considered her, like the next Tyler Cameron. And again, people will say, well, Tyler Cameron came from the heyday of influencership when you were guaranteed a couple million Instagram followers, blah, blah, blah. That's not the case with Maria, but she has a sizable following. She has opportunity. And whether or not it would be nice to get that $200,000 alleged paycheck from The Bachelor, first of all, they're going to take 40% out of that. You're going to have to pay a lawyer probably 10%. So you're looking at half that. And I'm not saying that's anything to sneeze on, but you lose a lot of rights and autonomy as the lead. So it looks like it just wasn't in her cards. What we heard previously was that Maria said, we didn't hear this from her, just so everyone knows. We're big fans of Maria, and we're big fans of knowing your worth. What we heard from someone else previously is that she didn't or wasn't comfortable with all the intimacy. And who is? I mean, it could only be damaging to your sort of brand if you already have one. A lot of people that go on The Bachelor or Bachelorette, no offense to them, don't have a brand before them. A lot of them. Some do, but most don't. Most are kind of plucked from obscurity, right? Well, Maria's developing a brand, and why settle down if your brand can be the flirty girl that can run around and be a part of other types of reality shows? You know what reality show I would love Maria on? I would absolutely love it if Maria was on Deal or No Deal Island. I'm watching this show. Boy, they should be paying me for this advertising. It is the best reality show out there right now. I can't say anything else about it. I'm surprised. Deal or No Deal is like a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style show, right? But Deal or No Deal Island has the sort of conniving, deceiving, alliance-driven rules of Survivor, and it's got Boston Rob, which is he's a great character on the show. There's that nerdy kid. There's a whole lot about it. Anyway, I'm just telling you right now, it's on Hulu and NBC. I like that show. So there are plenty of opportunities for Maria that can exist outside of being the lead. And now we have Wells describing what he thinks went down. I'm going to share several different clips for you guys regarding not just Maria as the lead, but now Jen as the lead. So let's play a few of these different clips right here from Wells' podcast, Your Favorite Thing, with Wells and Brandy Cyrus.
His actions kind of showed me what I needed to see and like made me feel good. And she just seems very like self-assured and not jealous.
Talking
and like,
about Kelsey.
I don't know. I really like that about her.
Yeah, we love Kelsey.
We love her.
Love. I'm obsessed with her hair. Like, would literally give my right arm for that hair.
Good hair.
I know. It seems like she was like self-conscious about her hair most of the season. And I'm like, this is kind of like the best thing about you.
Just
You've got like
fertile
this big,
hair.
full, curly hair. This is great.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's beautiful.
Neither Daisy nor Maria are the Bachelorette.
Yeah. How do we feel about that?
So I'm sad it's not Maria because I woke up and chose chaos. And that's what I wanted for my Bachelorette. Do you think that the reason why Daisy didn't become the Bachelorette was because of the rap song that she was on?
The what?
And this is so funny that Brandy doesn't know of the rap song. You know, Brandy Cyrus comes from the Cyrus family. She's got her own thing going on. Doesn't dabble in the same worlds I dabble in, clearly. And by the way, we heard of this rap song like 2 months ago. You know, everyone just found out about it 2 weeks ago. We were the first ones to be singing the "Suck My Nuts" lyrics.
Song she was on.
What do you mean?
Where have you been?
I don't know. What
Sister?
are you talking about? Rap song.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can play it.
What do you mean on a song? Like singing?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know how else I can say what I'm saying to you.
This isn't making sense in my head here.
Right, it ain't dark like the sundown. I heard you been around that way. Thinking about her every damn day. What you wanna do with me now? I think you gotta figure it out.
Here it is.
I've been
That's the
trying to
song.
see you through.
A little auto-tune.
Not sure how it's rap.
I think we gotta work it out. I'm hurting, you're not around. I think I'm better and I don't give a fuck.
This is the best part.
Now, say you can lick on my sack, suck my nuts now. That ain't fossil.
All right, so Wells having the same reaction I had and you had. It's a ridiculous song. Not Daisy's fault.
It's a bust down. I feel alright, ain't thought like the sundown. I think I'm better and I don't give a fuck now. Say you can lick on my sack, suck my nuts now.
You can lick
That
on
ain't
my sack,
fossil,
suck my
bitch,
nuts
it's a
now.
bust down. I feel alright, it ain't thought like the sundown. I think I finally don't need you no more. Thinking about her every damn day. Don't think about it, I don't cry.
Hilarious.
Okay.
When did this come out?
I don't know. Obviously,
How long have you known about it?
for a couple weeks now.
Has Daisy like addressed it since it?
I don't even
gone
know.
viral?
No, so
I don't even
Daisy
know.
never addressed it, and of course, I don't think that had anything to do with her deciding not to be the Bachelorette. Although that would be interesting if there was some last minute thing. So Wells goes on to say, you know, why didn't she know the full lyrics before she took the gig? And it's like, look. She probably had a buddy that she knew from theater arts, and he was like, "Hey, I need some vocals for this rap song." She's like, "Cool, I'd love to do the vocals." You don't know what you don't know, and it's so easy to be like, "How did you not know it would be a wildly offensive, bizarre song where a guy tells someone to suck his nuts now?" And you go, "Well, because you never heard that song before."
Like got his dick somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like you just can. Like women have a gut instinct about that.
Well, he's also not a professional actor, so like I don't know if we should expect him to be able to like play that off.
Talking
you know,
about Joey.
Yeah, none of them can. Let me tell you.
you can't
Let me
be.
tell ya.
You're being mad at Joey for doing the thing that you knew he was going to do, which is date multiple people.
I'm not mad.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's watched this season, again, and let's get to the Maria part, anyone who's watched this season really sees how good Joey did. It's so hard. You can be a good person. There's plenty of good people that were bachelors that got a terrible edit or people hated them for certain moves. They got triggered, this and that. It just happens out there. And Joey just pitched a perfect game.
On the couch.
So they don't go with Daisy because, for whatever reason, they don't go with Maria.
I can see why.
Why do you think why? Because I've heard rumors of why.
I feel like I could be wrong. I feel like The Bachelor really like sticking to their formula and like like knowing what they're getting with somebody.
Yeah.
And with Maria, she's kind of a loose cannon. Like you don't really know what you're gonna get with her.
Yeah.
And I could see that being like a red flag for them of like, oh, I don't know if we can control her and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Part of not controlling someone is the gold that they give you. I do understand she is not the normal looking Bachelorette, but boy, does she bring fresh energy.
You are hinging a lot of money and people's jobs on somebody who may be a little unhinged just in terms of like, yeah, being able to control and like.
And I don't think Maria was unhinged whatsoever, you know? I don't think she was some crazy wild card. She just was kind of in her feels.
Make sure they're up for the day and.
Yes. Yeah. Like think about Claire. Was it her name Claire that like fucking left 2 days? Like they don't want one of those, you know?
For sure. Who knows if this is true, but this is what I heard. I heard that like her demands were ridiculous and they were like, no.
I could see that.
I guess one of the demands is that she wanted to have her phone the entire time, which is like, come on.
Yeah.
And then
Nobody gets that.
Yeah. And then another one that I heard, and who knows if any of this is true, but I heard that she wanted every cast member, but mainly like the lead, they have like their own producer, like a handler, someone that's kind of always with them. And she wanted them to hire her friend to do that job, which because they are not qualified to do that job.
And that's why Maria was able to walk away from it. This is like when you want basic rights at your job, and your job's like, no, we're not going to give you that. And you're like, fine, I'll go elsewhere. I don't need you. Maria doesn't need them. If she's like, I want to keep my phone, I've got a business to run, I don't want to go crazy by not having my support system. And the show's like, no, we can't do that. Peace. See you later. All right, that's it. I understand why the show said no, but I also understand why she said no. And I'm guessing we're going to have a decent amount of people side with the show here because I believe we are trained to side with our bosses. It's kind of like Stockholm Syndrome. I'm sorry. It's kind of like we're trained to defend the people that feed us. Maria didn't want to give up her phone. Again, these are rumors that Wells heard, but I don't think he would share it unless he was, at least hearing their side. She doesn't need it. She doesn't need it. She can probably make a good living doing social media and doing other things. Why wait? If she's got the momentum from the show, which she clearly does, why wait to possibly ruin that on The Bachelorette for 6 figures, for $100,000, when you could probably make that with one brand deal? Take the money. And I do have to say, she will be under contract for the next year, but I believe if she was the lead, that would put under a 2-year contract. So it's very frustrating, as we've talked to former leads, when they might get a brand deal from, say, McDonald's. Let's use that. McDonald's like, we want to pay you $200,000 to eat our food and make 7 Instagram reels. For the 2 years after you're the lead, you have to ask the show if you can do that brand deal. And the show says no. The show says no to a lot of stuff. So they control what income you can receive. It would be interesting if you could run a parallel universe here and have one where Maria's the Bachelorette, where she has to do all the Bachelorette things. I mean, honestly, how many more followers is she going to get by being the Bachelorette than she already got? Another 100 or 200,000, and for what? Another 2 years of being under their control? I don't know. It's not as much as I wish she was the Bachelorette. It's not a horrible thing that she said no and that they said no.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for those reasons, I'm out. By the way, I kind of called Jen. I kind of called
You did,
it.
actually.
Yeah.
I thought about that the second they announced it.
Yeah.
And look, we're happy for Jen. It was just a last-minute thing, and hopefully they can cast some new men that might better fit Jen. Otherwise, it could be a dumpster fire, which is what they were trying to avoid all along. Maybe, just maybe, you could have caught up with the times and cast a lead that, didn't bend to your schedule, but yours bended to theirs. Maybe more people would want to be the lead. It really comes down to quality. Like Wells says, he thinks they made a big mistake. Let's actually listen. Let's see if he plays it right here.
Yeah.
I think she'll be great. I love that. It's weird that we've done this many seasons and we haven't had an Asian lead. That seems crazy to me. It was supposed to be an Asian lead when I went on the show. It was supposed to be Kayla Quinn.
Oh yeah,
true.
But I'm happy for Jen. I think she will make a great Bachelorette. I think she is like a Disney princess.
All right, so anyway, he does go on. You can go check out the full podcast there, but he does go on to say he thinks the show made a big mistake by letting Maria go. I agree, and while they think it's ridiculous that the show wouldn't, that she wanted her phone and all these other things, it's like, well, that's because she's in demand. And I think she could be a good lead and also have access to her phone just to stay, it's almost like if you're a religion, right? And you're like, hey, Dave, we want to have you part of our religion. And they're like, but you got to take your phone away. And it's like, well, then your religion's not that good. If I could keep my phone and not be a part of your high control religion, wouldn't that be okay? No. You have to drop your phone to be in a, okay, I think I'm going to go now. So if the show doesn't think they can provide Maria a good environment to film and also let her have a few basic things, the producer thing, it's like, it's when a Japanese baseball player comes over to play in the major leagues, he comes with a translator. They pay for the translator. When you're a new player to a new town and you get traded during the middle of a season, they have a liaison to help you out. Like, the money's there. How much would it cost to have her friend as a producer? An extra $80,000? This is nothing to their budget. Nothing. You have to remember, they're not paying any of the cast. It's the only budget they have for on air is Jesse Palmer in the lead. How cheap are they? Either way, it didn't work out, but we are looking forward to Jen. We'll be back with more content right after this.